So of late, I've been seeing a lot of posts like this regarding DeepSeek V3 and a lot of benchmarks and a lot of graphs like this, which says that it is better than Claude 3.5 Sonnet and GPT-4o, which is kind of surprising. But if you let's actually focus on this part, which is the code area. And you can see that except these two, the values are higher with DeepSeek, which is really surprising. So I thought, let's try it out in this video. And before we go into doing that, let's actually understand something. And I've been specifically working with Claude to actually build apps and websites. And it's been great. And we know now that we can build these apps using AI. The focus somehow is on all these LLMs and the tools that are available rather than something else that is actually the true factor. Here, it's really not the tools. It is actually your ability. If you can have the grit, the patience and the ambition to say that I can actually sit down and get something done. That's it. It's actually your ability to say, I'm going to do this, okay? Not the tools. The tools comes later, okay? There are lots of tools right now. There is DeepSeek, which is new. We're going to try that out this time. And which I've been using to build apps so far, which is Claude really, okay? And in this video, what we are going to do is actually going to compare Claude and DeepSeek, okay? I'm going to give the same prompts to see if you can develop something similar to what we can do in Claude. And to be frank, the app that you're looking at right now, this application was built using Claude. It took me 4 months to do this. Okay, so am I qualified to say this? I'm able to say this because I've done this, okay? So most of the app's features were ready like 2 months back, but this feature, zoom and pan, I was able to add the feature, but to actually make sure that all of these elements actually work inside of any zoom factor was the hard thing, right? So I've implemented all of that. It has actually, that one feature took me about 1.5 months on and off, because I learned few things doing that during this process, that sometimes you have to give yourself a little bit of time to say, okay, fine, it's not working. I'm giving some prompts and I'm not getting the results. And this happened over and over and over again. I waited, I kept trying in between. Is the AI capable of doing it? What I've learned is, one is that your perspective, your prompts, the angle from which you give the prompts change. Also, even though the company hasn't told there is an update, there is always a constant update that is happening with the models. And so 1 month later, the AI was capable of doing this. This is what I've learned from this, okay? So if I can build an app like this for someone who cannot write a single line of code, I have not written anything in this on my own. AI wrote this entire app. Of course, it got a lot of inputs from my side, but having said that, the code was written by the AI and it wasn't easy. It took 4 months. So every single feature, how I want it to look and all of those things, that input came from me. So it is you, if you make your mind to say, okay, I'm going to do this, you can do this. And that's the fact, okay? So what we are going to do is actually compare Claude and DeepSeek side by side. So I'm going to say, help me build an advanced paint tool, use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That's it. We're not using anything complicated, okay? I'm going to give the same prompt here, but for DeepSeek, I'll say, give the code in a single file. Because it can, with the same prompt like this, it will give you separate files of CSS, HTML, and JavaScript, okay? So I'm just going to click enter, and let's see which one is actually fast. This is actually really fast compared to Claude. And there are few features like something like deep think here, and then you can search the web, okay, which is not there in Claude. Deep think has to be carefully used when you're coding something. And in DeepSeek, if you look at the UI, you have a button here which says run HTML, and this is how you can actually visualize the code. Okay, it was a lot faster here than in Claude, okay? And let's see. Okay, this is drawing. I can change the color here. There is an eraser, which is nice. Let's increase. Okay, we can use the same thing for that. Clear the canvas. Okay, so this is what we got from DeepSeek. And what we got here is, well, we have a brush. Okay, we have an eraser, and we can change the radius of that. We have a line. Okay, there's a rectangle, there's a circle. Okay, we can change the color, which is great. There's an undo and clear. So basically, if you just think about this, Claude has given a lot more complete product as of now. I'm actually, this is not great to look at. So I'll do one thing. I'm going to go here. I will go to codeviewit.com, and I'm going to take the code from both of these. Okay, I'll just copy this code and go here and see. Okay, let's look at the full screen version, and this is how it actually looks on a full web page. Okay, so we have this one. We can do that. Let's use the eraser, and we've checked all of that. That works. Okay, and we have clear canvas. Okay, so let's actually duplicate this page. I'm going to get the code from Claude. Let's copy that and then come here and let's paste it here, and let's go to preview and full screen. Okay, look at that. Look at that. So this is nice that it gives you a line. It's a clean line. There's a rectangle, circle that you can draw. Nice. You have the brush. Okay, change the color, undo. It is working. Okay, there's something called save, and you can save the files. This is a great start for Claude. Claude gives you a better starting point than DeepSeek. Okay, so we actually need to do a lot more work here than here, but let's actually give similar prompts. Let's not deviate and see if it will do some changes on its own compared to Claude. Okay, so let's give this prompt. Let's say make the canvas full screened and make the UI really modern and trendy. Okay, Claude was a little slow earlier, better result, but slow. So let's give the prompt here also. So let's see what happens now. Okay. So DeepSeek has already finished coding and Claude is still going on. My understanding is Claude is adding a lot more features and it's going to make the output look a lot better. That's just how, this is my experience really. And if I just go for preview, my goodness. Okay, so let's look at that. Let's take the code from there, copy that, and we will go here, okay, and change the code here. I'm going to delete that, paste it here, and this is what we get. This is very interesting. Look at that. Look at the output that we have. So we have a nice button, nice animation to it. Look at that. The brush, very nicely done. Good job, Claude. And the eraser, we have the line. Okay, the tools are as it is. Can we change this one? Okay, no. All right. The tools are more or less the same thing. There is the clear. Okay. Okay. That's actually good. That is fantastic. Let's go to DeepSeek. Okay. And let's take the code from there. I'm going to come here and Control A, delete, Control V and paste it. Let's have a look. And this is what we have. Okay, this is not really even comparable, right? Yeah. How much better does app that came out of Claude looks? So let's go back. Okay, and let's add something a little bit more complicated. So with regards to DeepSeek, I first have to get this code similar to that of Claude, right? So I'm going to say add shapes like rectangle and circle, undo and save buttons, etc. Add an infinite canvas with zoom and pan with coordinates adjusted for all elements to be on canvas. Okay, that is all that we are going to take from there and put it into Claude. Okay, and let's close this, and I'm going to say okay. It seems like they've both finished writing the code, but it just seems like that because let's just analyze here. Okay, DeepSeek has probably given the entire code. Okay, as of now, let's just run it from here. Okay, and see. Okay, so we have the draw, we have rectangle, circle, eraser, undo, clear, save. So I didn't mention adding. Okay, I did. Fine. All right, let's change the color and move it here and try to zoom, and nothing happens. Okay. All right, but this is a full code actually. But in Claude, it's not. If you've worked enough with Claude, you will realize that if you just go up here, you can see this one. Previous styles remains the same, and you will see that throughout the code. Look at this. Previous toolbar, okay, remains the same. Okay, and this is going to happen throughout the code. So in case of Claude, what I generally do is come here and give this prompt, give me full code without any abbreviations, and I'll just press enter once again and it will start coding. So hopefully this time around it is giving us the full code. But what was noticeable was that Claude had actually implemented the zoom feature. Now the question is, because I've worked with the other app and I know that the zoom one is the complicated one. So let's see if it can actually do something here. And there's something else. Okay, this is what I actually wanted to show you guys. Okay, so Claude reached a point where it has to now continue on to the next message, and Claude continues from there. Okay, so I feel like they've changed something. So this is what I'm talking about. They haven't talked about releasing a new version. No, but look at this. In this particular artifact, now you have the entire code. I don't have to go in and, okay, this is new. This is brand new. I haven't seen this happen before. This is fantastic. Let's copy that. Let's go to code, view it, and I will just paste it here. Control A, delete, Control V. Let's look at that. Let's go to full screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually, okay, I don't like the grab for, okay, can I zoom? It seems like it is zooming, but the object, okay, we have some issues, and this was expected. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about. There is a high chance when you add complicated features like this, the code breaks, and then you have to go in and actually look for what is wrong and specifically ask for those changes. Okay, so let's bring the code from DeepSeek, copy that, and let's come here, put the code in here and see. Okay, let's see, it has not added anything regarding zoom. Okay, so from my understanding of having worked with the other app, I know that, see, the coordinates are added. There is this zoom pan, sorry, the zoom buttons added and all that, right? The only thing is this is actually happening. It's not happening because the coordinates are not right. Okay, and this is going to be a very, very long process of doing this. To be frank, I don't know in this video if we can solve it. Let's just try. Okay, let's try that. But before that, we need to add the zoom features in DeepSeek. So what I've done here is I've asked DeepSeek to add zoom and pan with infinite canvas because it didn't do that earlier. Okay, so let's actually see if it can do that, then go back to Claude and see what Claude can do. But you can already see how much better Claude is when it comes to coding, and I don't think anytime soon we're seeing some other LLM doing a better job than Claude. So Claude Sonnet 3.5 is still unbeatable, although everyone is talking about this is better and that and this, but this is a very clear example that Claude really stands out. It's better, it's just better. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, come here, and I will paste this code here and preview it. I'm going to close this, and go to full screen. It still has not added it. Okay, let's read. What did it do? Okay, let's read. What did it do actually? So zoom and pan, zoom in out using the mouse wheel, pan by holding middle mouse button. Okay, infinite canvas, draw anywhere on the canvas. Okay, open a file in the web browser and all of that. Okay, let's see if it does it. I'm going to do here. No, nothing. Okay. Okay, and yeah, look at this. It doesn't stop. Okay, rectangle. Those things are fine. Clear doesn't work. Undo doesn't work. Save. Okay, save does come in, but clear doesn't work. Undo doesn't work. Eraser. Okay, eraser works. So really, it's not the same quality at all, and we've already understood that. Okay, so this is actually really complicated to do, and like I said, it took me 1.5 months to actually implement this whole Zoom thing for my app that I was building. So I'm hopeful. I understand the process a little bit better, but having said that, I do understand that this is a very complicated feature to add. So I'm just going to be optimistic and try, because the app is not nearly as complicated as the app that I was building. So let's hope that it works. So this is the prompt I'm giving. The coordinates are not right for the shape tools when zoomed. The zoom seems to be happening, but the elements on the canvas do not respond to the zoom and pan. Okay, I'm just going to give it a go and let's see if it does anything at all. Okay, and really hope that it works out. So to be frank, even yesterday, I didn't know there were few things that was happening. What's happening right now? So this is what I'm saying. So Claude keeps changing. It keeps changing. It seems like it's doing something here. Wow. That is very interesting. If it just changed this, a lot of our headache would just go away, because to be frank, this was the most frustrating part of building with something like this. Because if it did that, it corrected this. Look at that. This is version 6 of 6. So it seems like it just made corrections and added to the already existing artifact. That's a fantastic new feature. This is brilliant. I might be wrong. Let's just check. I'm going to paste the code here and preview. I don't think anything changed. Okay, it did. It probably did. It changed, but not for the good. Okay, let's go full screen and let's draw the line. No, this, no, circle, no. Let's increase the zoom and try to draw. Okay, that worked, but the zoom is really not happening. But like I said, this is a very complicated feature to add to an app like this. But you've already figured out that, okay, DeepSeek might be good at in terms of values and numbers and graphs, and it's still not really as good as Claude. It really is not. And so like I said earlier, just focus on this, just focus on you. Have the grit. Claude does the job for you. Okay. So at this point in time, if it's me, I'm just going to concentrate just on building applications using Claude Sonnet 3.5. Okay. I'm not really bothered about, trying to put it into cursor or whatever. It's good. From this video, you'll understand that Claude is still miles ahead of everything else. And that's what I wanted to show with this video. Is DeepSeek good? It is actually good. It's not bad. It's just not as good as Claude. Stop focusing on, okay, new tools coming. I mean, if something is coming and it's great, let's start using that, of course. But if it's not, it's fine. And create stuff. Focus on creating stuff. I think that's the most important thing. And if we can all be like, okay, surely in a year's time, maybe 6 months, maybe 2 years, there will be a time where anyone and everyone can create applications and very easily, like, give it a prompt and you'll get an application. That's going to happen. But in the meantime, okay, in that 2 years time, we can take a leap forward ahead of everyone else. So start now. That's what I'll say. Start now, start creating. Claude can do this. Okay. If you want to use DeepSeek, sure. DeepSeek is free. So if you want to use a software that's open source and free and get some really good results, surely. The only point I'm making here is that it's not better than Claude 3.5 Sonnet. So let's not make it to be, okay? And really just focus on creating stuff with when Claude can do it. Let's use Claude to do it, okay? So if you like content like this, please subscribe to the channel, like this video and share with your friends. And if you would like to watch more of these, a lot of these are coming in the next year. And I'm just enjoying this whole process right now. I've always worried about, like, okay, how I'm going to look on camera and stuff like that. I'm just throwing it out. That thought just goes away. Okay. From now on, I'm just going to get on camera and create videos.